Hey Captain, how you doing, buddy? Good afternoon, good morning to you. Started a little earlier today. I was bored, so I thought everything was ready. I wanted to start to try and get things set up early because yesterday I had all kinds of issues with the gremlin, so I couldn't trade before the bell. So, which is kind of well because MSP recovery. I probably would have taken a couple of trades before MSP recovery, and MSP recovery, I traded it from 372 up to like $16, and it was like an easy trade, fantastic. In the Discord, everybody that was in the Discord was trading it too. The lovely day's trading was yesterday. 52k. So traded one this morning, traded Datadog. Oh, that was wonderful. It moved up $20, over $20, Datadog. So we traded it here pretty much all the way up. So it popped up on earnings. We got in on a break of new highs and rode it all the way up. So we got a good $6 move. I got a good I got a good $6 move and managed to make just over 11k with it. Did try trade live here. I saw the move up, but I was trading Datadog, so one at a time. Got the pullback, then I thought we're going for another breakout here. I figured this was a bull flag, so look for this, a new high there. It didn't, so it pulled back. I thought, okay, I'll hold for the support area down here at 880, and it broke through that, so I got out. So I ended up losing 2.5k. So, hi Matteo. No, I just thought I'd start a little bit early today. There seems to be quite a lot happening, so I'll start a little bit earlier, and we'll see if we can catch some early moves. This is the 8 o'clock scrum. This is the algorithmic scrum, so you don't have to worry about that outcome. Yeah, it's not nice to beat green this early as well, Matteo. I was almost 12k up at one stage, but I gave it back on MSP recovery. So we'll see. MSP recovery was absolutely golden for us yesterday. So let's have a look at how we traded this yesterday. MSP recovery. You'll see this across the course of the day. So I got in here 370. This move up here 379, and got in, rolled that up. It pulled back. Then I got in again here, rolled that up. And I did say I was actually caught in this hold. I wasn't huge. It was about 2,500 shares in this. But I did say while it was halted in the Discord, I was going to buy the dip for a bounce. So I bought the dip for a bounce, and look what happened. It went all the way up. Then I traded that. It pulled back, got stopped out here, trailing stop. It pulled back, and at this stage, I said I'll wait for it to re-break $8 when it pulled below it. It tested a couple of times. It broke above $8 briefly there, and I missed that one. That I did. Then it broke $8 again here, and that's where I got in here, and it pulled back, but I held, and it just then went up, and it went from 8 into a hold, up, adding and subtracting all the way, taking profits as I'm going, all the way up to $16. Fantastic move. For those of you that were in the Discord, you would getting regular updates. I know many of you traded it with me and was profitable. That was what was known as an easy trade. Only takes one trade when it's like that. Only takes one stock, one trade. An MSP recovery yesterday was gold. It really was. Where was I yesterday? I had some gremlins, so I couldn't trade. I couldn't do anything on my PC. It was after 9:30. It was after 9:30 before I could actually do anything. So I didn't go live. I just traded in the Discord, and that was the only trade I took was MSP recovery. 52k, I might add. So it was a nice one. 52k trade, and pretty much everybody who took a trade on that in the Discord yesterday was profitable with it. It was what I like to call an easy trader. So MSP recovery, so much so that when it started to make a move up this morning, I waited for the pullback, and then I got in as it broke a new high, and I thought, okay, we're going to go again. We get a second day, bit of continuation, and it pulled back and it broke new lows. So I got out. I'm watching it, but I'll wait for it to break $9 before I think about it again. I mean, it bounced here 903, 904, and then so I'll wait for a confirmation over $9, good volume, before I get back in that. More of a goal. What I don't want to be doing is giving that back. I should just be locking it down. Realistically speaking, if I wasn't such a degenerate, I would be locking this down now. Always a tussle with the markets. And the thing is though, Matteo, is just when you think you've got your strategy figured out, you've got the markets figured out, that's when it humbles you. You get a little bit greedy, you go in a little bit too big, and then it humbles you, and it completely reverses on you. Today I've traded MSP recovery, which is a loser, and I've traded Datadog on earnings. So Datadog on earnings, called this out in the Discord as well. Datadog on earnings, we had the initial pop up. I was a bit too slow to get that. So as soon as it pulled, the first pullback, as soon as it broke new day, a high of day, I got in there and I was able to ride that up. So that I would have traded that the same if it was after hours, and I was able to get almost 12k on that. So much so, once I get over 10k, I was sizing down and scaling out at the top. This last two things were like 100 shares at a time. So Datadog. Show you this so you can actually see it without all the text. So that was my breakout area there, the new high of day. So I got in there, took some quick profits, added back more profits, took a little bit off, added back a bit more off, and then started scaling out until it broke new lows and got out. First 5 minute red candle to break a low, that's when I got out. So Datadog. So also 2 trades today. But keep an eye on MSP recovery, because think this has potential to move back up. And here at the VWAP. Again. Got to risk it for the biscuit? Absolutely. Absolutely. How much capital did I start with? What, today or in the beginning or end? I mean, I've got a six-figure account, but in the beginning I didn't start with a six-figure account. I started with a small account. So at the moment, I'm happy enough for the start. No point taking any risky trades if you don't feel like they're going to go against you. They're going to go for you. So just sit and wait. Today there's some big names on earnings today. Excuse me. Some big. I'll give these teeth back to me, Akko, in the morning. So yeah, there's some big names on earnings today. So we've got Uber, which is Premarket. That's already moved up. I've got that on the watch list there. It dropped on the earnings and then it pulled up, and then it's pretty much flat on the day now. So that's Uber. We've got Occidental Petroleum. I'll pull that up. So let's just go through the. There's loads more than this, but these are just some of the names that I'm calling out with earnings today. We've got Uber. They've got earnings this morning. Then we've got Occidental Petroleum, or Oxy is the ticker. They've got earnings. Nothing happening at the moment with Oxy, but that could come. We've got Datadog. Already traded that. Really good earnings pop there. So we've got Datadog moved up really well. It's below the VWAP right now. We went up over $101. We managed to get that move. It was over like $21 move. We got some of it. We've got eBay. eBay have earnings today as well, and eBay will be this evening after hours. So if we want to watch, we've got Rivian. Also got earnings today, so they could be one to watch again as well. So we've got Lucid. Lucid have got a very popular stock, usually quite thickly traded. So Lucid's got earnings today. We've got Robinhood. Robin the Hood. So Robinhood, pretty much flat on the day at the moment, but after hours they will have earnings today. Carver. So Carver Group, they've got earnings later as well. It's just another big day for earnings. So we've got this week is another big week for earnings for that matter. So we've got some big names. There's a lot of earnings this week. But yeah, I mean that's just a handful that I've selected that are interested, or I believe are interesting today. So yeah, keep an eye on those stocks. Hey Virgo. Hey Ricky. Yeah, Dennis. Well, you know, I was in the Discord, so I wasn't missing entirely. I just didn't stream yesterday. I didn't do a live stream yesterday, so you know, it's good to see that you know I am appreciated. Which basically means if you missed me yesterday, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and show me that appreciation today. So smash that thumbs up button, that like counter, and let's get that like counter up before the market opens in a little over an hour. Hey Dilla. good to see you again, buddy. How are you doing? Snowflake also moved up this morning quite a bit. So again, my fat fingers. So Snowflake moved up $12, but $13 on earnings as well. So Snowflake pulling back now, below the VWAP now. Much more expensive stock, but Snowflake is one of those popular stocks as well. You tend to see this quite a bit in various forums. So Snowflake also had good earnings this morning. What else have we got that's moving? Dell up slightly at the moment. Had a really good day yesterday. We've got Amazon. Slightly green on the day, but you know, long may that continue. We like to see that. Let's have a look at the overall market. So the overall market is slightly down at the moment. The S&P 500 is slightly down on the day. It's down about almost 1/5%, so 0.18. It's down. But yesterday was very flat, very flat. After last week, if you look at this on the daily, for example. Okay, so look at this on the daily. Last week, these 5 candles here, we saw the biggest single week, bullish week gain of 2023. So after, you know, a bit of a horrid time of selling, we saw a massive bullish week, the biggest bullish week of the year to date last week. Then we had a bit of a top, almost a doji on the daily. It didn't really. It was a green day. It gapped up and continued to move up. So it's slightly green, but if you look at it on the 15-minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yesterday, opened here, finished here, so only slightly green, not much in it. But overall, still very bullish. Let's have a look at the channel, the bullish channel I drew earlier in the year. You can see this down in that was the October low of the bear market. People started to kind of panic, but when you look at this, 408 that we reached, the last time we were there was only in May. So we moved up, and so we basically pulled back to May's prices before bouncing in, and we're back in this bullish channel. If you look at the S&P 500 over the last couple of years, for example, you see here we're down at March 2020. This was the COVID blip. So the COVID drop. March 2020, we all went into lockdown. Companies went into shutdown, and that was the March 20. Then we went up onto all-time highs. All-time highs up here, and look, we're not far away. This was your bear market. So from the all-time highs, get rid of that. From the all-time highs here down to there, that's your bear market. So now we made that rally over the last couple of months, and we're not too far off getting back up to those all-time highs, which just goes to show, even with the, if you put this on a weekly basis, even with the, as you see this, the swings up and down, put into account the crash or temporary crash of COVID, the pullback in the bear market of 2022. And you know, we always go on to make new highs. So putting money in the SPY or the S&P 500 from a long-term perspective is a good investment. You on average you get anywhere between 10 and 12% per year doing that. If you put it in the NASDAQ, it's actually slightly more. So this is the NASDAQ 100, and this is even slightly more. And if you go to an ETF like the Triple Q, for example, and as long as you're using cash and you're not leveraged, you'll get bigger swings all the time with something like the T Triple Q. So the Q's NASDAQ 100. It's my pick for ETFs is the Q's. If you're going to be not leveraged, then the T Triple Q's is okay as well. Hey Glenn, how you doing, buddy? Good morning to you, Spears. Hey Radko, how you doing? Good to see you. So we're just waiting for something to move nicely, with a bit of consistency as well. I'll take a look at the chart as I see things popping, I see things moving. So Alto Ingredients has sold off heavily. If you look at this on the 15, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it sold off heavily after hours yesterday, maybe looking for a bounce. So I'd say watch $3 on this. If this can get back over $3, Alto could be interesting. It's down there at 243, sideways, but might be worth a bounce. It was a $5 stock, well, 491 at close of business yesterday. So big gap down, massive gap down. That's Alto. That's the second momentum stock at the moment. Second on the momentum scanner. Another VTYX. Another reversal possibility is Ventix Bioscience. Let's put it on the 15. You see this huge gap down overnight. Well, after hours yesterday, huge gap down, just sideways since. So maybe look at, I mean, if you look at even on the daily, for example, you can see how far we've come. I mean, this was back in September. This was a $30 to $35 stock. So down at $3, Ventix Bioscience is either going to go out of business or it's going to bounce at some stage. So could be interesting. What are some indicators that a top is in or in for a while on the daily gap? I mean, it's topped out. Signs of exhaustion. Basically, you start on an individual move. You might see signs of a doji, which is a change in sentiment on the candlestick chart. But it's you start seeing increased volume with smaller candles, so you get the range will narrow, the spreads usually at that stage will start getting wider, the range will narrow, and you'll get still increased volume. So what's essentially happening is you're getting more people coming in short at that stage, or more people selling, not necessarily coming in short, but more people selling at that stage, which means it's counteracting the bulls who are buying. And so you get a smaller range, but it increases the volume. So those are signs of exhaustion. You can use signs of, likes of an RSI or a MACD for signs of exhaustion as well on those indicators. I wouldn't base your trading entry or exit points on that. What you're looking for is signs of exhaustion that may indicate a reversal. If you get the top, reversal indicators are the double top, the devil horns, head and shoulders, those type of patterns that you want to be seeing. If you get a double top or the devil horns is usually it's a second warning. So you get the first wick up, and then it pulls back, and you get a 1 or 2 candles in between. Then you get the second wick up, time to exit. You may even get a move up towards that level, and then a pullback before it sells off. So, but heed the warning signs. At least scale out at that stage. Well, I'm watching it for over $9, a confirmation over $9, and I'm watching it on the other chart, on the 2-minute chart. So we got this pop over. It went up to 906, but it only went up to 906 on the ask. It didn't clear the 906 on the bid. So that, as far as I'm concerned, confirmation is closing above $9 and with the bid above $9. That's the confirmation I'm looking for, over $9. But yeah, fair play to you, Alistair. Fair play to you. I certainly did, Morg. I certainly did. 52k. 52k. Yes, I'll show you. I've got it in the. Let's have a look at this. So. Let me just come back to this here. And I'll put this here so you can actually see it. So this was how I traded. I got in down here at 379. Took some profits initially, then added to the position, added again, took some more profits, started scaling in and out all the time. I got back in here, rolled up that all the way up to over $8. I actually got stopped out here, had a trailing stop into place at that stage. It started to pull back. This is MSP recovery, LIFW yesterday. Started to pull back, and then got a bit choppy, kind of consolidating. In the Discord, I'm giving updates in the Discord, but in the Discord I called this out. I said, okay, over $8 and I'm interested, because someone was calling it, where do we look for a bounce? I said, well, okay, I'm not getting back in this until it's very extended up there. We had the halts and stuff like that, volatility halts. So over $8, and it spiked up over $8 and I missed it. I was doing something, I was looking at something and I missed it. I'm glad I did, because it moved back up, and as soon as it got back over $8, 8.15 is where I got in here, and took a little bit of profit there, added to the position, a little bit of profit, and then started scaling, and it just took off. It went all the way up. And I got out up here at 13 something or other, 1340 whatever it was, and then it moved. Then it stopped, kind of going up at this stage. Went up to like nearly $17. Pulled all the way back, consolidated, and I thought, okay, it's done. Then it popped up. I didn't take this one, and I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would have lost half my my gains again. But then as it started to make highs here, I got in, I think it was like 1550 or whatever it was, 2,500 shares. It did pull back, so I bought the dip for a move back up, took some profits, took some profits, and then scaled out with a trailing stop there. And 52k, fantastic day, absolutely fantastic day, loving it, loving it. VTYX, Ventix. So heavily sold at the minute, Ventix. So watch it for potential move. I'm not watching it. This is what I'm worried about with MSP. I did trade this earlier today. I saw this moving up. So I was in Datadog. Well, let's look at Datadog first. So I was in Datadog. It popped up on earnings. You had the pullback, and then as it made a new high of day, I entered. Took some profits, it pulled back. As it moved back up, I got back in, took some profits, a little bit more, added back, and then started to scale out. And rode that all the way up. And I got, what, a $7 move on that? So I got $7 on that one. It was yesterday's closing price was $79.55, and it's gone up to 101.40. It's not 104, 101.40. So that's what, $22 move or whatever it is on earnings. So phenomenal that was. But because I traded it 52k yesterday, of course I'm going to keep it on watch for a continuation today. As I was trading Datadog, as I was scaling out of Datadog, I saw that, then called it out in the Discord, that MSP recovery is starting to move up. It moved up, it kind of rejected it at yesterday's close price, pulled back, but then when it made a new high here, I thought, okay, we're going to have some continuation, bit of a bull flag type setup, so it did pop up, but it didn't break out. That's the thing. So I got in there. I thought I'll give it to the swing low here as my support. And when it broke that swing low, that's when I got out. So I gave a bit back. Because I had the cushion from Datadog, I was able to give it a little bit more than I perhaps wanted to. It was about 50 cents that I was giving it on the dollar. So that's LIFW, or MSP Recovery. And I know them very well because I competed against them in my last job as VP of sales for Europe, Middle East, and Africa with Unitrains. But since then, it's been kind of sideways. Fair play to you, Alistair, for taking this move up to and over $9. I'll wait for it to break $9. I want that confirmation. Whilst it's doing this choppy above below the VWAP, I don't like that. I want to see confirmation of an upwards move. Pax Medica, is Pax Medica moving? Oh, Pax Medica popped and I didn't see it. That's because it's not on. No, it's okay. The volume's good. And there's what I was talking about earlier. So, who was asking about how to see indicators? What are some indicators that are topped in the toolbox? You were asking what indicators. This is what we call the devil's horns. Okay, so you get the move up, then you get another candle in between. You get a wick move up, and then it pulls back, creating this up wick. Then you get another candle in between. You get a second candle, moves up, pretty much doesn't have to be to the penny, pretty much the same level, and pulls back again, creating these two up wicks that look like horns with a head in between. So that's what's known as the devil horns, and it's a reversal indicator. So textbook play out here. So you've got the devil horns here, and it's pulled back below the VWAP. You've got up to 580, and it's pulled back. Is this going to be? Is this going to go again? Well, quite frankly, I don't know. I don't even know where it went in the first place. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Pax Medica. Tiny float, half a million in the float. It's 97% short. So there's legislation about to be passed around naked short selling will put an end to this kind of nonsense. So basically, there's a lot of naked shorts out there, 90% shorted. Pax Medica announced the publication of an autism spectrum disorder phase 2 study, and the results are in the peer-reviewed journal. So that's why it's popped up on. That's why it's popped up on the way it has. Okay. Pax Medica had. Had some catalysts last week as well. But there you go. Pax Medica. It's relatively good volume. Normally there's about 138,000 shares volume each day. Certainly over the last 3 months or so. That's the average, about 138,000. And today it's already over, what, 750,000 nearly. So 730,000, so substantially higher volume relative to the average over the last 3 months. pulling back. So you want to wait for this to break $5 if you were going looking for an entry for a move back up. Those devil horns were the reversal indicator to say as two box would be looking at. That's your devil horns there. That's a reversal indicator that the top's in for now at least. Yes, I did NEIF 52k on MSP MSP recovery. I had streaming issues yesterday, Neith. I absolutely did, yeah. Maud, yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So was that Friday? It was as well, wasn't it? That was Friday's stream when just as it broke out. Basically, I made 7k on that trade on Friday. That was the last time I streamed, and it was just breaking out as I was closing the stream down. So I made 7k on that pot, which took me to I was still red on the day, and I just finished. I didn't trade anything else after that because it was Friday. You know, I finished with 3.5k, well, 3,800 down on Friday. So it was a red day, but it was a substantially smaller red day than it looked like it was going to be after that pop on just at the end on Friday. But yeah. Yeah, you watched it for 50 minutes. I was watching it for much longer. What do I call it? The devil's horns. It's a kind of double top, but it's the devil's horns. You know, it's like two horns pointing up, like you expect Satan to have, or Santa, depending on your version of Christmas. Yeah. So. Because I think it was 4k down on that stock, and they ended up like 3.5k up. So, Neith. Now we're getting the breakout. Over the VWAP. It's gone without me. Whole dollar move, and I missed it. This is wild. Got some range on it. No issue with the spreads, just the range. Quick mover. Current hard day, 33, 633. Got 85 on that candle length. 90 on the 5 minute. We're at 95 is our average cost. Need this back over 6. Lightly return, Jeff. Well, currently I'm net after fees and charges right now almost 1.1 million. 1.78. And that's with the best part of 2 months of the year remaining. Last year I finished just over 1 million net after fees and charges. Just over 1.2, well, just over 1.2 gross. But look, let's call it what it is. My results are not typical results. Most people that get involved in day trading lose money and are never profitable at all. And there's a number of reasons for that, and the main reason is education and discipline. First thing is they're not disciplined enough to stick to a strategy, and the second thing is they're not patient enough to actually learn and practice a strategy in the first place. Now, I did want to take some profit at $6 there, but we'll see. At 90, can we hold $6 this time? It's 94, 99, 99 on the ask there. Looking for, I'll take some off there. And we hold 6. Back under 6. You know what? I'm just gonna get out of that. So cheers, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, look, if I'd known I could do that by trading the stock market, Jeff. If I'd known that 5 or 6 years ago, I would never have become a VP. I would have taken my, when I got made redundant in the first instance, I would have taken my redundancy then, and what, 5, 6 years ago, and I would have gone straight into it. But like, it is what it is, and we are where we are. So. I'm feeling like the swings on this are so big. Smaller size is needed just to manage the risk. 90, coming from the Etsy shop. Yeah, right. I don't think anyone's actually bought from the Etsy shop since I moved from Shopify, but you know, it's there if you want it, guys. You want day trade with Tony merch? It's all there. I'm in at 650. I certainly did, Robin. Nice, cool 52k. I was just under 50k after season charges, but 52k, nice. Big day. It's the biggest day I've had since July. The biggest trade I've had since July. After a couple of really stinky months in September and August. Actually, September wasn't too bad. It was choppy, it was difficult, but you know, we still made 6 figures. So I can't complain too much about September. No, I wouldn't. Now I'm looking at the 9 EMA as support. That's pretty much where it's been finding support on the 9 EMA over the last, well, since it started. That's what I'm watching as support. Resistance at the $0.50. That's to be expected. And again. So now it could be considered devil horns. So you've got to be wary now. You need to fill that wick. Especially with that being a doji. Dojis tend to be a change in sentiment, a potential change in sentiment. So always look at dojis as a start sizing down or manage your risk, etc. It only takes one all day. It only takes one. Yesterday, just the one MSP recovery yesterday was gold, and everybody in the Discord was loving it. I think we all made bank on that yesterday. What I like to refer to as an easy trader. I'm not adding any more to this unless we get over $7. Current high of day 690, so I want to see a new high of day before I start scaling back into this. We've got 40 minutes before the market opens, well, just under 40 minutes before the market actually opens, and I'm over gold. I'm 1.5 times gold, so I'm not prepared to risk my goal. I'm being disciplined enough. I'll take the 800 on this one. It's a difficult one to trade with these. It's very whippy on the swings. The range is great. The spreads are like really tight, so it's actually quite good from that point of view. The potential reward on it is very good, but you've got to take into account that it's a 50-cent ATR, so it's very whippy. Every candle on the 1 minute is moving on average 49.2 cents. So you've got to take that into account. And they're not all moving up 50 cents, but they're moving up or they're moving down or in between. So you've got a range between the high and the low on the 1 minute chart on average of 50 cents. You've got to factor that into your risk. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Let's get 50 likes before the we've got half an hour before the bell rings. Let's get 50 likes. Just putting into context what I was saying about relative volume. Now, coming down, the first I said, I'll come back to the relative volume in a second. So we'll see here, the initial move up, it pulled back down to the 9 EMA. Then on the second move up, it pulled back down to the 9 EMA. Then it moved up again down to the 9 EMA. So I was watching the 9 EMA as support when I was in it. I got out, it broke the 9 EMA there. It may look at bouncing on the VWAP here. It may look at bouncing on the whole $1.06. But it's broke below the 9 EMA. So it broke out of out of that pattern. So I'm going to watch it for maybe some new entry or a new pattern breakout. But right now, it looks like it's that bouncing on the 9 EMA bounce seems to have ended. It looks like it might pull back to the VWAP at the very least. It's holding 6. It needs to hold 6. It seems to be holding 6. So if it starts to make a move back up, right now probably 650 before I even look at it again. I'd like to see it over $7 actually, but we'll see. But going back to what I was saying about relative volume. Right now, there's coming up to 4 million shares been traded of Pax Medica already this morning. On average, over the last 3 months, it does 138,000 volume daily. 138,000 versus 4 million. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people trading this that don't normally trade it. There's a lot of eyes on it that don't normally look at it. So that's why you get the volatility. You've got the increased volume, relative volume is important. You've got the increased volume, and there's where the volatility comes from. And the volatility and the volume together is what creates the range, that's what creates the opportunity, and that's what we look for. We need one and the other. We need both for successful day trading. One without the other, no trade. So you've got the volatility, you've got the moves up. Let's have a look. What was the big mover that didn't have any volume over the last couple of days? It doesn't matter. You can have a big mover. Lots of these SPAC have moved up on very low volume and moved up big. And some of these SPAC moves, you find the spread are really wide. The volatility is there, but the volume isn't. So you've got really wide spread, low liquidity, and it increases the risk. The volume basically gives you the comfort that there's more people trading it, which means it's less likely to go against you when it breaks out. And if there's no volatility, then you don't have any range to profit from. So you need both volatility and volumes. A little bit of both, Jeff. Trev, there you go, Fark. Well said, Trev. Trev was a perfect example. I'll pull that up. So Trev, perfect example. You got volatility with no volume. This is what Trev does. Okay. So yesterday it went from down at like $20 up to $200 on next to no volume pre-market. Nobody trading it, and it goes up there. So during the session, it went from $198 down to $70, and the total volume across the day was 191,000 shares. So that's across the day. So that's Trev, a perfect example of you don't trade something like that because there's no volume. The volatility is there. For a gamble, you might put something that you could afford to lose. You might buy like 10 shares or something at $200 and short it for 10 shares. If it's hard to borrow, so you're not going to short it. But let's say you did, just gambling on it's going to sell off. Then yeah, your quid's in. But that's all it is. It's gambling. It's just putting money on the zero on the roulette wheel. It's there's a chance it might come in, but it's very small. So that's why you don't trade low volume stocks from an intraday perspective. If you can trade low volume stocks, swing trading them if you believe that they are strong over a period of time. But either that have sold off for a long period of time, they're reaching really extended to the bottom or to the upside or whatever, and looking at a reversal. That's a good way to swing trade stocks. Datadog. Now moving back up, there's a lovely inverse head and shoulders there. Shoulder one, there's your head, there's another shoulder, lovely inverse head and shoulders. So I'll watch this at the open, maybe 101.20, 101.40 is the current high of day. Yeah, 101.40. Just look, I'm confusing it with 102.50. It's just for scaling. 101.40 is the high of day. So probably want to watch. It's a higher price stock. You probably need leverage to trade that. Certainly, I used leverage earlier when I traded it, but it's a good stock. Well, I'm looking for momentum stocks, Jeff. Stocks with higher relative volume, so that there's more people trading it intraday. Abnormal volatility move. So abnormal volatility. So I'm looking at like 15-20% or above in terms of the move. Could be up or down. I'm a long bias trader, so I prefer up, Jeff. I prefer to go long, so I'm looking for stocks that are moving up predominantly. On a bad day, I might short something, and it's got to be easy to borrow. Not on the short sell restriction list. That way, it's just a reversal of my strategy. So I'm looking for a high momentum stock, good relative volume or high relative volume. Ideally, a good catalyst, so a newsworthy catalyst that is the reason for the move. That's what I'm looking for. Momentum. No, I didn't make 56k yesterday, Ahmed. Only 52. Only 52. Yeah, guys, let's get that like count up. Let's have a drum solo on your screen if you're watching on TikTok. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like count if you're watching. If you're watching on Rumble, if you're watching on, I don't know what you can do on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, whatever flavor you're having. But let's get that like count up, guys. Let's stop leeching. Don't be a leech. Let's get the like count up over 50. I've been doing an extra hours trading today. Started early today. No, half an hour. I started at 8. My time. 9 my time. Whatever. Right, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Alistair. You had a good run on that yesterday, on MSP recovery yesterday as well. So I wasn't the only one. It was a really good. Wash my hands and I can still smell barbecue on them. Charcoal briquettes. Charcoal coconut shells here. Poor figure. Come on, guys, smash that thumbs up button. You know you want to do it. Do it now. Do it now. We're just waiting for more volatility. Paxmedica's down at the VWAP right now, so managed to get 800 on that one, but it wasn't an easy one to trade. We got in here for the break of 5 on the way up, the break of the VWAP, and we traded up and down. I'm not saying this is done. It looks like a good candidate for gap and go with Paxmedica, so it could be one to watch in half an hour. We've got 28 minutes, 27 minutes to the bell. I said, what is the bell? It's the bell ringing for the opening of the US stock market. So that happens at 9:30. So we've got 27 minutes before that happens, and we may get some continued volatility on Paxmedica because you get an influx of volume at the market open. Trading pre-market, I don't recommend trading pre-market or post-market for new traders. Why? Because there's lower liquidity and you don't have the safety nets of stop losses or volatility halts that can help you if you get caught in a flush or anything like that, that you will have after the bell rings. So just be careful. Trade smaller if you can. If you are trading pre-market, just mind your risk. Trade smaller and just be careful. Protect your equity. Am I loving life, Alistair? Absolutely, at the moment. What's not to love? What's not to love? Alto's still making moves, still trying to make a bounce. But look at Alto from a 15-minute point of view. Yeah, it's curling round. Over $3, I think, could be of interest. Why am I saying $3? Because $3 is pretty much, $2.99 is the current pre-market high. So it opened, that's where it opened, $2.99, and continued. It had a hard sell-off last night, continued that sell-off, and now it's trying to curl up and bounce. Now, if it breaks that pre-market high, it doesn't matter if it's selling off or whether it's moving up. If it breaks the pre-market high at the open, it's usually a bullish sign. So that's usually a good, you know, you want confirmation, you want good volume, you know, a good volume coming through as well. But that pre-market high is usually a bullish sign that it's going to continue moving up. Doesn't always work that way. I mean, I've been faked out a few times over the last month or so where I've got in for the break of the pre-market high and then pull back, and I've held it too long instead of cutting it early. So if it does pull back on you, don't hold it in hopium. Hopium is not hold and hope is not a trading strategy. So just remember to cut your losers early. If it goes beyond, have a max risk that you've got with a particular stock. Calculate it based on the volatility of the stock, based on the spreads, based on what you're looking to get out of it versus what you're prepared to risk. Calculate it before you actually press that buy button. And if it reaches and it pulls back and reaches that stop, cut it. It doesn't matter. If it then bounces and moves back up, you can always get back in. Yeah, you might have lost a few cents on the share, but you can always get back in. Every day, Ruth. Every day, Ruth. You're very welcome. Coconut barbecue shells, absolutely. So it's like, you buy a bag of charcoal from like the local sari store, and it's just a little carrier bag that they've charcoaled some coconut shells in it. It works fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it's like literally a couple of pence. You know, we're talking about 5-10 pence for a bag of barbecue charcoal. So. You can stick gold where the sun doesn't shine, gold. We don't talk about any kind of commodities on this channel, especially not the especially not any that jewelry is made out of. If that's the only thing that you can come on here, we're an equities trading channel. Don't mind talking about certain commodities or whatever. Don't mind talking about crypto or, you know, whatever, but we're not talking about that. It's just a lack of experience or a lack of knowledge. People come on and say, you know, what's going on with gold? What would you recommend I buy gold? If you have to go on the internet into a chat room and ask if you should or shouldn't buy gold, then you've no business getting involved in the markets. Do your own research. You know, don't be asking me about bloody gold. And if you're trading forex as well, goodbye. It's a mug's game. What am I trading? Equities. You did, Ghost. You made me moody by mentioning that 4-letter word. Gold is a 4-letter word. Just remember that. And you came on and mentioned it. You sound like the crab in Moana. Shiny. No, I have to have a weekend there, Ruth. Sorry. Alto moving up. So watch for Alto to break $3. It could be, if it breaks $3, I could be interested in trading it. I'm not saying I'm not giving stock picks. I'm just, look, this is just, I'm not a professional, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. So that's all it is. I'm just giving you my opinion. Do with it what you will. But if you take my opinion as advice and you lose money, don't sue me. That's all I'm saying. Medic did a little pop off the view up there again. So look at this Pop up, rejected, another rejected. So I'm just going to draw a little ray line between these, between the high and there. And that's my, as far as I'm concerned, that's my descending resistance that it's got to get above before I'm considering it again. Now, what pattern do we see there, kids? So if I put a little horizontal line here as well at $6, you'll see a nice little descending wedge into a flat bottom, which means what, kids? For those of you regulars to the channel, you know if you're a pattern breakout trader, what direction does this normally go? My itchy nose. So I would need to see a break over 650 at least. So break out over 650 before I even think about trading, because typically a descending wedge into a flat bottom is a bearish signal, and this will typically break downwards. And it's just went below $6 again, bounced on the VWAP. If this breaks and closes below the VWAP, it's good night Pax Medica. Oh, don't rub it in, Alistair. I've not had Rioja for ages. Which are the gap and go candidates? So gap and go, Datadog if you got the higher price one, Pax Medica potentially, but it's looking like it's going to pull back before it actually breaks out. Let's have a look at where we are with TripAdvisor. Yeah, TripAdvisor moved up last night on earnings. Yeah, it's not looking that great. Yeah, so Pax Medica probably the best. Datadog and Pax Medica, but Datadog's much higher price. So Pax Medica's, I'd say, you know, MSP recovery isn't a gap and go, but it's worth watching. Not many candidates for gap and go at the moment, I'm afraid. Just Pax Medica and Datadog. I talk about all kinds of reversal patterns there, Toolbox, not just the devil horns, various reversals. Yeah, smash that thumbs up button, guys. With what, 36 people have not even, you're just leeches. Sorry, guys, leeches. Little brown squidgy things that, you know, sucking the lifeblood out of me. Not even hitting that thumbs up button. Come on, hit that thumbs up button. You know you wanna. Do it now. I talk about all kinds of things there, Toolbox. The strategies, what to look for, entries and exits, windows, triggers, all kinds of things, Toolbox. Could I take a look at the SPY? Yeah, I certainly could take a look at the SPY. Slightly down on the day. It's kind of moving in the right direction. It's above the VWAP. The VWAP's down here at 434.70s. We're flipping around 435 area, so we're upwards direction, upwards momentum at the moment. It's slightly down, 0.16% down at the moment, so it's what, a sixth of a percentage point at the moment. And so this is the S&P 500. If you look at this on the daily, last week we had, and I've covered this already, but that was earlier in the session. Last week we had this 5 green candles on the daily. It was the most bullish week we've had of 2023. We had the biggest gain in 2023 last week. So on a weekly basis, it's the biggest green weekly candle we've had. So if you look at that, on Monday, yesterday, we had almost a doji, not quite a doji, slightly green. If you look at it on the 15-minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. So slightly green, ever so slightly green. We opened up here and we finished up here. So ever so slightly green. We're talking about 20 cents on the spike, okay? So the S&P 500, very bullish last week, a little bit of consolidation. It looks like we're going to be opening up slightly down, but I think it will continue, the momentum will continue up and we'll finish today green and we'll have another bullish day today. I don't think it'll be a big bullish day, but I think we will have another bullish day. However, there's some big names dropping earnings after hours and they well could impact the market as well. So watch for the SPY movement after hours today, and I'm not giving any signals or alerts or anything like that. But if you're an options trader, it could be worth looking at SPY call for the end of this week with Friday expiring and SPY call. Just get them outside the money. I think you'll probably be good for it. They can be cheap enough as well. So. Yeah, I caught all of it there by the dip. I got in at $3.79 and I got out over $16. So, yeah, I caught it all. But I mean, if you look at that, I drew this bullish channel here back in March. So this is the weekly, so I'll look at it on the daily. I drew this bullish channel back in March. This was the bottom of the bear market in October. I drew this bullish channel back in March, and you can see here we've got back into that. We dropped below it, it broke out, then back in, and then we dropped below it. Now we're back into this bullish channel again on the daily. So we're back in bullish territory overall. If we look at this on the weekly as well, you can see overall the last couple of years, if we look back to March 2020, so I mean, we're not too far off. If we draw these channels back down, it's not too far off this way as well. This is the COVID crash. Then we had the move all the way up 2021 up to the January 2022. That's when the start of the bear market. Then we had the bear market for 10 months. And now we're back into bull market territory. As long as we stay in this channel, it's bull market territory as far as I'm concerned. We dropped below it slightly, but we got back in there. So that's the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ 100 is very similar, as is the Russell Index, the small cap index. Dow Jones Industrial is slightly red today. It's 0.22% down on the day at the moment. Russell Index 0.25% down, which is the IWM is the ticker that you want to look at there. It's an ETF that tracks the Russell Index. Oh yeah, so by the dip, back to you, LIFW. Yeah, caught the big move, easy trader, trading in the day trade with Tony Discord. Yesterday, 52k was the finish on that, which was a phenomenal result. Best result I've had since July this year, best trade I've had since July this year, and it only takes that one stock. And yesterday it was LIFW. Yeah, Roku had earnings recently. Traded it, no volume at the moment, and this is Roku. The mid and high cap stocks. It's not uncommon for them to not have good earnings, not good volume in the pre-market. There's a high institutional involvement with them, so you'll find that the volume comes in 10 minutes. The volume will come in, and then you'll start to see Roku move. Roku didn't have a great Monday yesterday. If you look at it on the 15, we'll see what it is. Sold off, but a nice, attractive double bottom there. So getting in around at 82.70 would have been a good entry to get up to 84. But you saw here that the earnings, this is where I traded for earnings, made a nice little bit of money there. Roku on the move up, had another couple of good days last week. After earnings, then yesterday was consolidation time. So that's Roku. quite a few got earnings today, as I've mentioned. Some big names got earnings. No IPOs today that I'm aware of. Does anybody know if there's any IPOs? What are we, 7th? I know there's 3 for tomorrow. So we've got Trident Digital, Shimmick Corporation and Global Event Holdings all scheduled. Whether they do or not is because I know 2 of those were supposed to go live last week and got pushed. So there's three scheduled IPOs for tomorrow. Nothing for today from an IPO standpoint. But IPOs have been fairly kind to us of late. So that's why they're not as easy to trade as the standard breakout. Now this still hasn't broken up or down, but you can see that this descending resistance is still pretty valid, even though it's coming to the apex of it. It did break, went below what reached a low of 572. I'll watch this at the open. I'm not convinced, but I will watch it at the open. So I'm watching MSP recovery at the open for a continuation. I'm watching Pax Medica at the open. So the S&P 500 just gone green on the day. S&P 500 just gone green. So the markets are going green. The NASDAQ is 1/3 of a percentage point up on the day already. Dow Jones just slightly behind. Russell a little bit to catch up, but the markets are moving in a bullish direction. They're moving upwards, and I don't see why that would change coming into the open, but we'll see. What scanner do I use to find my stocks, Ruth? It's funny you should ask that. The platform I'm on, so I'll answer both of those. Two questions there, Ruth. The platform that I'm using is Dash Trader Pro. It's supplied by my broker under a different name, but it's essentially it's a white label version of Dash Trader Pro. There's a link to Dash Trader Pro in all the questions I get asked on a regular basis. There's links to the various platforms and tools that I use in the description of the video you're watching right now. So Dash Trader Pro is the platform, the trading platform that I use. Capital Markets Elite is the broker that I use and recommend for day trading. What was the other question? The scanners. The scanners that I use is and you can see there. You can see 3 scanners behind me. Those and I'll go into a bit more detail with those a little bit later. That's Benzinga, and again, there's a link. You can try that out for free. There's a link to that for a free trial, 2 weeks free trial in the description as well, and the discount code if you like it. No credit card needed. So that's Benzinga for the scanners. That's Trader for the trading platform. The broker, Capital Markets Elite Group. The journaling that I use is TraderView. What else? Anything else? Merch available, merch store available. Check the link in the description. There's an Etsy merch store, so you can buy merch from the Etsy store if you want it. And if you want to get on the Day Trade with Tony education program, there is an education program you can avail of to learn how to day trade with my methodologies, my strategies included, and mentorship, which also includes my trading e-library, all the books that I use to learn how to trade. You get access to all of those, as well as the education platform. You get access to the private trading forum, a Discord trading forum, private Discord, which is invite only. You get access to that as well, and of course my mentorship. So fill your boots. Yeah, well, it was strong though. Until it got up to 16, it was strong most of the day, Cal. So, yeah. MSP recovery yesterday, it was a beautiful move. From literally like $2 or whatever it was, up to 17 nearly. So yeah, 274 up to from 274 up to 1714.8 intraday. And we got it at 379, I think it was my first entry, and got out over $16. So caught most, if not all, of that move. You're always going to leave some on the table. You're never going to catch a full move. You can never catch it all. It's not Pokemon. You're not going to catch it all. But that's as close to catching all of that move as I expect to ever get. There's some big losers. So Alto is pulling back again quite heavily. Not a lot moving. I'm looking at the momentum scanner terms. The momentum, most of the momentum at the moment is downward, is selling. But look, if you're a short seller, fill your boots. But I'm not changing strategy just to catch a trade when I'm already over goal. Yeah, that kind of momentum by the dip was fantastic. It really was. Like I say, the last time I had a trade like that was July. Not had a big trade like that in a long while. So July was the last time. The best trade and best day since July. It was when we had that 62k day in July, which was another damn good day, and that pretty much was the difference between having a decent July or not. Excuse me. BDTX was the trade we did in July. No, it's not 62, 66.52 was yesterday. So 66k in July, that trade. Because July wasn't. I'll just have a quick look at how well July was for us overall. It wasn't right month. Yeah, we didn't trade that much. That's why in July, because I moved. So. And I followed, yeah, so that was on the Thursday, and I followed up on the Friday with a 20k loss, so that didn't help. I had a 22k loss at the beginning of July, so yeah, July wasn't a big month, even though I did have that big trade. Yeah, I know from chatting in the Discord, everybody that traded it yesterday made bank on it. That was in the day trade Bitcoin community, at least. Everybody that traded it made bank on it. It was just an easy trader. They're not always like that. No, absolutely, Cal. Brian Johnson, you'll need your site if you're going to trade. I don't know how you would. I don't think there are any trading platforms in Braille. You know, check out the link tree. So go into my profile, check the link tree, and all you need is in the link tree there. There's links in there for you know, I'm happy to have a conversation with you, no problem at all, buddy. Which one? Oh, there's the open. Okay, see scanners. Change the scanners to the regular session, and I'm watching MSP recovery. I'm watching Datadog. I'm watching Pax Medica. I'm even watching Uber. Not that that's going to move, and I'm just going to see where the momentum is. Looks like we're getting it here. That's a big move. Back over the VWAP, 850 could be of interest. So this is MSP recovery. This went up to over $17 yesterday. So you can email me directly, Brian, no problem. All my contact details are in my profile, so just click on my profile, click on my face. All my contact details are there in that link. You see the link tree, TikTok thread, just click that. Got all my contact details, email, socials, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. You can email me directly. You've also got the links there that you need as well, so check it out. Rover. Not great volume, but let's have a look at it. Rover Group. Let's have a look. Is there a catalyst driving this up? Rover Group's in. That's from. Yeah, Rover Group's impressive Q3 performance. Positive market outlook. So I had earnings yesterday after hours. That's Rover. Rover moving up on earnings. Pax Medica. Now about to halt. We'll miss that move. Halting to the upside on Pax Medica. It's not halted yet. There we go, there it is. So looking like a sizable gap up as well, up in the 690s. Oh, it's coming down, it's coming down. Let's see, oh, 695. I've got a resumption at 695. So that looks like it's going to resume. Actually, now it's 680. So that's probably going to be a 10, the way that's changed, it's probably going to be a 10-minute halt. So we'll come back in 5 to see if it is, or if it actually does move up. I thought it was going to resume higher than the pre-market high, which has been like, okay, yeah, I'll have a look at that. Current high of day is 853. I want to see this over 850. MSP recovery. Have a look at Pax Medica. If it gets over $7, Pax Medica could well move. It's probably the only gap and go. It didn't quite gap and go, but it's the only one that's closest to a gap and go. We're currently below the VWAP. This is not looking too bad. There's a lot of volatility halts. A lot of volatility halts. Not many of them on decent volume though, that's the problem. Why 10 minutes? I'm just seeing on the imbalance, there was a lot of movement on the imbalance, which is usually an indication that the imbalance isn't settled. So the more volatility there is, then the longer the volatility holds, which is why when you see that when a stock halts, if it's a 5-minute halt, it usually gives you a resumption price, and it's usually fairly static, give or take a couple of cents. But when it moves quite a bit, then it usually has a longer, because there's still volatility happening, even though the market's close to that particular stock. So it usually means it needs a longer halt level, a longer halt period to cool down. That's why, Nick. We'll come back at 38 anyway, so. I don't like this at the moment. If this breaks out, I'll come back to it, but right, I've got it on watch, so we'll see. Not a huge amount else moving to the upside. Like I say, there's quite a lot moving to the downside, but I'm not changing my strategy while I'm over goal already, so. Yeah, not enough consistent volume on this one at the moment either. We're now over 850 on this one, so look for an entry. Get over $9. Lock half of that in. Depends how volatile they are there, Alex. So five minutes is standard. 10 minutes if it's a bit more volatile. New stocks tend to be half an hour. So it's tend to be lots of 5 minutes. So it looks like I was right about the halt being 10 minutes. Well, it was 2,800 down, so I made 300 on that little breakout. put a stop in place because, quite frankly, the whole dollar, look, quarter, half, and whole dollar at a psychological level. So I took half off at the whole dollar and I put my stop in place, pretty much just above break even. So I didn't get much slippage. I did get a little bit of slippage, but not a huge amount because just in case it got rejected at the whole dollar. So, data dog, you dirty dog, data dog. Pre-market high, 101. It needs to stop doing that. 101.40. You can see the halt levels, Ruth, on the platform. It tells me what the halt levels are. So I've got a level up and level down. So, like for example, on LIFW, halt level here is 955. So if it hits 955, it'll go to volatility halt. That's the halt, the level up, and the level down is 782. So right now we're closer to the level down than we are to the level up. Looking at the surging scanners, Pax Medica is still top momentum stock to the upside, and MSP Recovery is number 2. So the two ones that we're actually watching are the two main ones on the scanners right now. So Pax Medica, it should resume in 2 minutes, well, 90 seconds-ish. And I've got a $7 resumption, so it's going to gap up quite considerably. So that's what I've got on Pax Medica. It looks like it's going to be a $7 resumption, so that's a 40-cent gap up. So just be careful with that one, because when they gap up so much, they usually pull straight back down again, and very often into a halt to the downside. So just make sure you get the confirmation before you actually try and chase. Don't chase momentum, look for your entry. Yeah, look, I had a look on it. But right now it's still below. It's still red on the day. EHang Holdings. It's red on the day. To me, it isn't very strong. Volume isn't huge for it either. Momentum isn't there. It's up at 14. It was the high of day at the moment. Pre-market high was at 1480 something or whatever it is. Pre-market high 1493, so it's actually downwards trajectory. So Hindenburg promoting it, I would say longer term maybe, but I mean it used to go back to October, early October. This was a $25 stock. It went up to $25. So is it going to back up to $25? No. Maybe one day, just not today. Pax Medica resumed. Into another halt, missed it. Oh no, false halt. $835 is the halt level. $0.20 trailing stop. Nice. So we're not. I just took half off as it was approaching that halt level. We've got a nice fill as well. So it's just about to halt. It hasn't halted yet. There's the halt. 944. I've got a 2,500 shares still in there, and I've got a 20-cent trailing stop in place. Resumption as it stands right now is looking at 870, about 880-ish, give or take. So come back in 5 minutes, and I don't even have to come back and watch that. That looks like it's we've cleared off the MSP recovery debt pretty much? Well, we definitely have, because even if this gaps down, I'll be in profit, provided it doesn't gap down $1 or something. So yeah, that's a nice little trade on that breakout. But did you notice how I said on the resumption it popped up and then pulled all the way back? It pulled back all the way down to the halt level to the downside, which is why I said don't just jump in. I mean, if you jumped in at the open, you could have got in at 720, but you want that confirmation, because there's no guarantees that was going to come down and halt at that to the downside. If it halted to the downside, the likelihood is it would have gapped down below kind of 670, 660 or something like that, filled this gap. So you wait for the confirmation. So as that moved up, it pulled back, and I had the arbitrary level of 750 for me to get in. So I went in at 750. I got filled. Where did I get filled? Wasn't 750. I got filled at 768, and then as it moved back up, I added to the position as it broke the $0.75 level. I got filled there at 788, and then it moved up. I took some profits. It reached the halt level and put my stop in place. So I'm now realised just shy of 11k. With 2.5k unrealised and a trailing stop in place. So it looks like this is going to gap up to 876. So you're looking at a resumption of 876 right now. Now, MSP recovery is the one that took the money off us in the first place. That's selling off. So we did manage to make a bit on this little move here, but we already lost Premarket. So that's MSP recovery. Uber trying to go green on the day. So Uber is looking relatively strong. Pax Medical is probably the stock of the moment. It was the gap and go watch, the only real gap and go watch after Datadog. But Datadog's such a high price stock, and it's so high, so high end. That's a nice one by the dip. So Uber about to go green on the day. Markets, is that right? The SPY's gone negative. The S&P 500's gone negative on the day. Not to say that it's not going to finish green, but it at the open, instant sell-off, and then kind of a bounce down here. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Does the market finish green today? What are your thoughts? I'm a bullish. I'm an optimistic person. I'm always a glass is half full kind of guy. So I'm thinking that, look, based on last week's momentum, yes, we had a bit of a static day yesterday, only slightly green. I still think we'll finish green today. What do you think? Will the market finish green today? What are your thoughts on the rest of the week as well? 44, so we need 49. So we've got just under a minute before resumption, so let's, I might as well stick at this one. Nice one, Tom. I'm doing well this month, actually, Super Chip. I had a red down on Friday, but we kept it small. 3,800. There's always scammers out there, Matthew. You're right to point it out. Absolutely, totally agree with you, buddy. If anybody asks you to go on a Telegram group or pay them for signals or anything like that, looking like a $9 resumption right now, and it's a 10-minute halt. So sorry guys, we'll have to come back in 5 minutes. But for you, Matt, and also you, Brian Johnson. If anybody asks you to go on a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, and pay for signals, or ask you to part with money for them to trade on your behalf or invest, it's a scam. It's a scam. Most of it is crypto. Most of it is crypto. We'll all talk about crypto, pump and dumps or anything like that. It's a scam. Don't fall for it. Forex, it's a mug's game. I'm not saying people can't make money with Forex, but look, the statistics are proven. The people that make money with Forex have got a 7-figure account, and they're not making 7 figures annually with a 7-figure account. They've got an 8-figure account to make 7 figures. So, just putting that into context, Forex is a mug's game. Crypto, you can make good money in a bull market. Not at the moment. It's very sideways and choppy. Just because Bitcoin has rallied doesn't mean that there's money in crypto again. In fact, there's no net new money in crypto. Look at the overall coin market cap. It's not moved for 18 months. The overall market cap's pretty stagnant for the last 18 months in crypto. Wait for the volume to increase across the market and also the market cap to increase before you start investing in crypto. Not great for day trading crypto, to be fair. Swing trading is probably better. My opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a professional, I'm not a financial advisor, just my opinion. So if you're thinking of day trading crypto, just the tools available to day trade crypto aren't as advanced as they are to trade equities, futures, or even Forex for that matter. So not a great idea to try and day trade crypto in my personal opinion, just the meanderings of a fat guy on the internet. I like to trade low float, low cap stocks. Trading, if you've got a larger account, you can trade mid and high cap stocks a little bit less stress because they tend to be follow trends a little better. So, you know, even intraday trading on mid and high cap stocks is okay. I like the volatility. And at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy the process, why do it? Pay someone else to do it. You know, there's a dozen and one hedge funds that will do it for you. So if you don't enjoy, and I enjoy the process, I enjoy the actual trading element, and I enjoy the education piece as well. So I enjoy imparting my knowledge, I enjoy doing this stream. You guys, you know, you add to the buzz, a nice bit of crack and the odd joke and a laugh in there here as well. But if you're not enjoying the process, don't do it. Simple. It's someone else to do it. Because it's halted. You've got NASD and NASDQ there by the dip. You go onto INET. You click the INET tab as well, but you'll get more. I mean, it's a NASDAQ stock, but you'll get more. You get more exchanges when it resumes. No, absolutely buy the dip. You don't want to try and chase the momentum here. It's too extended to try and chase the momentum. Like I said before on the last gap up, you don't want to try and chase it and then get stuck in a pullback. Yeah, you're putting some good consistency together, Tom. Thanks, Super Chip. I missed that comment, but thanks for the comment. I'm having a decent day. It's a decent day. It's not to the level of yesterday yet, but it's time yet. It's pretty stagnant at the moment, Ahmed. I mean, you've got a couple of fluctuations, but there's no major change in the overall market cap of crypto at the moment. If you look at the market cap overall over the last 18 months, there's fluctuations up and down, but there's no real breakouts that I'm seeing, or volume for that matter either. Whoa, I got stopped out. Nice. That was a nice. Having that stop in place was nice. Fault level 99.90. I'm just gonna let it. I'm just gonna leave this now. I'm kind of happy with that. Fault levels up to 10.26. There we go. Yeah, there you go, Ian. Sorry to hear that. There's a fault halt at 10.26. $8.65 is the halt level to the downside, so be careful, be careful. $8.65. Watch for $8.65 to the downside. Over $9.50 might be. I might look for another entry now. I've got the pullback here. $8.65 to the downside. It will halt downwards. There we go. $8.52. Halt to the downwards. It's moved because it was down there. So it's not halted yet. We might just be another false halt like it was up at the top end. Wait for the halt. There you go, there's the halt. And at the moment, gap down to $8, which is why you don't chase the momentum. Where was it? Yeah. Overall market cap. Let me just bring this across so that you can see what I'm talking about. So this is okay. So this is the overall market cap for crypto at the moment. Okay, since 2022, it's just been stagnant here. You see it? We're actually up at the top end of this range, but it's pretty stagnant. It's not really. It's just been sideways. This is the market cap.